The night my mother burned the biscuits, my father laughed so hard it made the lights in our kitchen feel like stage spotlights on a family act I didn't understand. We lived in a rented farmhouse with wallpaper peeling like old scabs and floors that groaned no matter how lightly you stepped. My mother worked double shifts at the diner, smelling of grease and cheap coffee, while my father came home with his hands raw from hauling lumber. They carried their exhaustion like second skin. But in moments like that, when the smoke alarm screeched and black smoke curled up from the oven, it almost felt like we were just another normal family, laughing at something small. I remember sitting cross-legged at the wobbly kitchen table, my elbows sticking to the vinyl cover. My brother Tommy was drumming a spoon against his glass, chanting, burnt again, and giggling until milk spilled down his chin. My father joined in, his deep voice making the chant into something that sounded like a song. Even my mother, red-faced and flustered, cracked a smile as she flapped a towel at the smoke. "Don't make me feed these to the dog," she warned, but her voice wavered between annoyance and laughter. "We don't have a dog," Tommy said through his giggles. "Guess that means it's you, Dad." For a few minutes, the kitchen filled with a joy so big it felt impossible to hold. My father laughed louder than anyone, clutching his stomach like he'd split open if he didn't. I thought it was funny too, though I didn't really know why. I just knew that when my father laughed, we all followed. But then, like a curtain falling, it shifted. My mother set the pan down harder than she needed to, the clang echoing sharp in the small kitchen. The laughter stuttered. My father's grin stiffened, his eyes cutting toward her. Tommy stopped drumming his spoon. I remember the silence that followed. It pressed against the walls, heavy and waiting. My father didn't say anything, but the lines in his jaw deepened, and my mother busied herself with scraping charred biscuits into the trash. I sat frozen, staring at the rising smoke, realizing without words that the joke had ended. As a child, I thought it was strange how quickly the fun drained away, like someone had pulled the plug in a bathtub. I thought maybe grown-ups just tired of laughing faster than kids. I told myself it was nothing, that it didn't matter. Now, as a woman, I know better. That laughter of my father's, it wasn't about burnt biscuits. It was about release, a dam bursting from a day too long, a life too hard. And my mother's silence, it wasn't about the food, it was about the weight she carried alone, the invisible kind no one clapped for. What I mistook as humor was really survival. What I thought was ordinary was, in truth, the sound of two people holding on by their fingernails. I can still hear that night in my head, the shriek of the smoke alarm, my brother's chant, my father's booming laugh cutting into the dark. Sometimes I wonder if that's what love looked like in our house. Fragile, smoky, fleeting, and when I remember it now, I don't laugh. I just sit in the quiet it left behind.